This is Electric Universe Geology Earth News. I have a friend who was interested in this area in the Sierra. This is the Southern Sierra. It's an area called Domeland. It's similar to Yosemite Valley in the granite structures. They're really kind of interesting. Let's look at it real quickly in Earth. So you can see this is granite, sticks up, has very interesting shapes to it. It's now a wilderness area. There used to be roads that went in there, but they closed them off so that you'd have to hike now for days to get in there and see it. So it's wilderness. It's not good for people who like to drive in cars. Anyway, we drove there and got as close as we could, and somewhere around here there was a turn in the road. And it's either a road cut or a turn in the road that makes it open. And we saw quartz veins. I'll show you a photograph of them now. This is a vein of quartz, and it looks so much like a Lichtenberg pattern. I guess I'll have a link for Lichtenberg pattern figures at the bottom of the video. Supposedly this is geothermal from what I understand of quartz veins, so that hot water would have come up over a long period of time and leaked into this area that was sort of a fault and made this pattern. Where I see it is electrical. And there's lots of quartz veins. They're all over the place, and there's lots of images of them. Let me show you some. This is the Google Images page for quartz veins, and I'll have a link for this at the bottom of the video. And you can see all these, and supposedly all of these are geothermal, but in many instances the areas where you find this stuff, these quartz veins, it's not geothermal today. It was in the deep, long, distant past, but no longer today, according to geologists. And you can just look at all these. There's other veins too, not just quartz, but there's pegmatite, all different sorts of veins. Quite often these veins are associated with gold and silver. This is what miners look for in many instances. So again, I'll be posting this. I don't think these are geothermal at all, especially in a shortened time frame, shortened chronology. There's no time for this geothermal business, number one, to happen and then disappear. And you'd see leaks in places where there's a fault there, there's a crack. If this is geothermal, you'd think that it would squeeze out into those open areas, places that would be more likely to leak into, which is what this supposedly is. So look at all these pictures with a jaundiced eye. Try to think, is this possible as a geothermal event, or is it an electrical event trying to get to ground, attracting silicon dioxide and other minerals like gold and silver, and concentrating into these Lichtenberg patterns? I think it's a more plausible explanation, and it changes another whole issue with the geology world. I have friends who I mentioned earlier who are doing their PhD thesis on this. I'll ask them to give a response, to give the argument from the geologist's side, the real geologist, not me, and explain why they think that these are geothermal and why they're not electrical. I would find that interesting. I believe they might be willing to participate in some sort of a discussion like that. Thank you. Just wanted to show the other type of vein. This is the Black Canyon of the Gunnison River. This is the Gunnison River down here. It's very steep canyon walls, and these veins are pegmatite, the most crystalline form of granite, highly metamorphosed. And I don't see how this could be created if it wasn't electrical. This to me has all the hallmarks of a Lichtenberg pattern, electricity trying to go to ground, getting there as best it can. But it doesn't seem geothermal to me. Thanks again.